CertPunch practice round for CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate Exams 2026. 24 questions. Read the prompt, choose the best answer before the reveal, then listen for the exam logic behind it. Let's begin. Question 1 of 24. Which of the following subnet masks should you use when using a Class B address and ensuring at least 300 subnets with 50 hosts per subnet? Select 2. Option A, Option B, Option C, Option D, Option E, Option F. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The correct answers are options A and E. Exam logic. The correct answer demonstrates subnetting calculations for sufficient subnets and hosts. The distractor trap is confusing the subnet and host bit requirements for a given mask. Question 2 of 24. Which routing protocol uses cost as a metric? Option A, EIGRP. Option B, RIP. Option C, OSPF. Option D, RIP and OSPF. Option E, RIP and EIGRP. Lock in your pick before the reveal. Trust the read. The answer is option C. Why it works. The correct answer proves OSPF's use of cost as a metric. The distractor queue is eliminating EIGRP, which uses composite metrics, and RIP, which uses hop count. Question 3 of 24. Which of the following are best practices when placing multiple APs in a wireless LAN? Select 2. Option A, arrange them so as to have no gaps in coverage. Option B, allocate all channels same number. Option C, place a large space between APs so as not to interfere with radio waves. Option D, channels are allocated starting from 1 to the serial number. Option E, channel assignment to avoid overlapping. Decide on the strongest option before the reveal. Stay with your gut. The correct answers are options A and E. Key Q. The correct answers prove coverage continuity and non-overlapping channels are best practices. The distractor trap is choosing channel reuse strategies that cause co-channel interference. Question 4 of 24. Which device allows users to connect to the network using a single or double radio? Option A, firewall. Option B, access point. Option C, switch. Option D, wireless controller. Make the call before the reveal. Hold the line on it. The answer is option B. Behind the answer, the correct answer identifies an access point as the radio frequency connection device. The elimination queue is distinguishing it from management and switching devices. Question 5 of 24. Which of the following is the benefit of QoS? Option A, detects failure occurrences. Option B, synchronizes time. Option C, makes default gateway redundant. Option D, improves IP phone call quality. Option E, exchange dynamic routing information. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option D. Reasoning. The correct answer proves that QoS improves real-time application quality. The elimination queue is recognizing that other functions are provided by different protocols, like NTP or FHRP. Question 6 of 24. Which command should be used to start negotiation themselves by LACP? Option A, channel group 1 mode passive. Option B, channel group 1 mode desirable. Option C, channel group 1 mode auto. Option D, channel group 1 mode active. Option E, channel group 1 mode on. Lock in your pick before the reveal. Trust the read. The answer is option D. What the exam tests here, the correct answer confirms that active mode initiates LACP negotiation. The trap is mistaking passive mode for initiating the process. Question 7 of 24. Which command downloads iOS from the server to the router to replace the router's iOS? Option A, copy running config startup config. Option B, copy running config TFTP. Option C, copy startup config running config. Option D, copy flash TFTP. Option E, copy TFTP running config. Option F, copy TFTP flash. Decide on the strongest option before the reveal. Stay with your gut. The answer is option F. Exam logic. The copy TFTP flash command downloads an iOS image from a TFTP server to the router's flash memory. Question 8 of 24. RFC 1918 specifies what address range? Option A, unicast address. Option B, local loopback address. Option C, global address. Option D, multicast address. Option E, private address. Make the call before the reveal. Hold the line on it. The answer is option E. Why it works. Correct answer defines private address ranges. The distractors are clearly other public IANA address types, making this straightforward. Question 9 of 24. What are two benefits of using a single OSPF area network design? Choose two. Option A, it reduces the types of LSAs that are generated. Option B, it increases LSA response times. Option C, it removes the need for virtual links. Option D, it is less CPU intensive for routers in the single area. Option E, it reduces the number of required OSPF neighbor adjacencies. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The correct answers are options A and C. Key cue. The correct answers prove that a single OSPF area minimizes link state advertisement types and eliminates the need for virtual links. The trap is distractor B, as a single area reduces LSA processing time, and distractor D is incorrect because CPU load remains high for LSDB maintenance. Question 10 of 24. At which layer of the OSI model is RSTP used to prevent loops? Option A, data link. Option B, physical. Option C, network. Option D, transport. Lock in your pick before the reveal. Trust the read. The answer is option A. Behind the answer. The correct answer proves that RSTP operates at the data link layer. The trap is distractors B, C, and D, which are incorrect because RSTP is a layer 2 protocol, not physical, network, or transport. Question 11 of 24. Which type of EIGRP route entry describes a feasible successor? Option A, a primary route stored in the topology table. Option B, a backup route stored in the routing table. Option C, a primary route stored in the routing table. Option D, a backup route stored in the topology table. Decide on the strongest option before the reveal. Stay with your gut. The answer is option D. Reasoning. The correct answer proves that a feasible successor is a backup route in the topology table. Distractors B and C are eliminated because feasible successors are not in the routing table, only the topology table. Question 12 of 24. A network administrator creates a Layer 3 Ether channel, bundling 4 interfaces into Channel Group 1. On what interface is the IP address configured? Option A, the lowest number member interface. Option B, the highest number member interface. Option C, all member interfaces. Option D, the port channel 1 interface. Make the call before the reveal. Hold the line on it. The answer is option D. What the exam tests here. In a Layer 3 Ether channel, the IP address is configured on the logical port channel interface, not on the physical member interfaces. Question 13 of 24. Switch ports operating in which two roles will forward traffic according to the IEEE 802.1W standard? Choose two. Option A, alternate. Option B, root. Option C, designated. Option D, disabled. Option E, backup. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The correct answers are options B and C. Exam logic. The root and designated port roles in Rapid PVST Plus will always forward data traffic, while alternate and backup ports are in a blocking state. Question 14 of 24. Which three statements are typical characteristics of VLAN arrangements? Choose three. Option A, VLANs cannot span multiple switches. Option B, VLANs typically decrease the number of collision domains. Option C, a new switch has no VLANs configured. Option D, a switch maintains a separate bridging table for each VLAN. Option E, each VLAN uses a separate address space. Option F, connectivity between VLANs requires a Layer 3 device. Lock in your pick before the reveal. Trust the read. The correct answers are options D, E, and F. Why it works. Each VLAN has a separate address space and bridging table. Inter-VLAN routing requires a Layer 3 device. VLANs can span multiple switches. Question 15 of 24. A router receives information about the IP range shown on screen from multiple sources. What will the router consider the most reliable information about the path to that network? Option A, a directly connected interface with an address of the IP range shown on screen. Option B, a static route to the IP range shown on screen. Option C, a RIP update for the IP range shown on screen. Option D, a static route to the IP range shown on screen with a local serial interface configured as the next hop. Option E, an OSPF update for the IP range shown on screen. Option F, a default route with a next hop address of the IP address shown on screen. Decide on the strongest option before the reveal. Stay with your gut. The answer is option A. Key Q. The correct answer proves that directly connected routes have the lowest administrative distance and are preferred over static or dynamic routes. The trap is confusing source reliability with router routing protocol preference. Question 16 of 24. What is the best way to verify that a host has a path to other hosts in different networks? Option A, ping the remote network. Option B, ping the local interface address. Option C, ping the default gateway. Option D, ping the loopback address. Make the call before the reveal. Hold the line on it. The answer is option A. Behind the answer. The correct answer proves that pinging a remote network verifies end-to-end IP connectivity across routers. The distractors only verify local connectivity or device-specific settings. Question 17 of 24. Which of the following services use UDP? Choose three. Option A, DNS. Option B, Telnet. Option C, SNMP. Option D, SMTP. Option E, TFTP. Option F, HTTP. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The correct answers are options A, C, and E. Reasoning. UDP is a connectionless protocol used for DNS, SNMP, and TFTP. TCP-based services like Telnet, SMTP, and HTTP are distractors. Question 18 of 24. Which two states are the port states when RSTP has converged? Choose two. Option A, discarding. Option B, forwarding. Option C, learning. Option D, listening. Option E, disabled. Lock in your pick before the reveal. Trust the read. The correct answers are options A and B. What the exam tests here. RSTP converged ports are in discarding or forwarding states. Learning and listening are transitional states. Question 19 of 24. What is the default syslog facility level? Option A, local 7. Option B, local 4. Option C, local 6. Option D, local 5. Decide on the strongest option before the reveal. Stay with your gut. The answer is option A. Exam logic. Local 7 is the default facility level for user-defined messages. Other local levels are incorrect. Question 20 of 24. Which command can check the router that is DR? Select 2. Show running -config. Option A. Show IP OSPF. Option B. Show IP OSPF interface brief. Option C. Show startup-config. Option D. Show IP OSPF neighbor. Make the call before the reveal. Hold the line on it. The correct answers are options B and D. Why it works. The correct answers prove that OSPF DR/BDR status is verified with neighbor or interface-specific commands. The distractor, show running config, displays static configurations, not dynamic router states like DR/BDR roles. Question 21 of 24. Which of the following descriptions are correct about the SDN controller? Select 2. It is security equipment used to prevent external attacks and unauthorized access. Option A. There is no controller provided by Cisco. Option B. There are types such as APIC and APIC-EM. Option C. It is software that centrally manages network devices. Option D. There are types such as OpenSDN and ACI. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The correct answers are options B and C. Key Q. The correct answers prove that SDN controllers are central management software, with Cisco examples like APIC and ACI. The distractor incorrectly describes a firewall, while no Cisco controller is false. Question 22 of 24. Which of the following are a correct description of CSMA CD operations? Select 2. Option A. While the cable is being used, it will wait without sending data. Option B. If a collision is detected, it will split it up and send it as smaller data. Option C. If a cable is used, it sends an interrupt request and then sends the data. Option D. Makes the collision domain larger. Option E. If a collision is detected, it will send the data after waiting for a random amount of time. Option F. Multiple devices can send data simultaneously by using CSMA CD. Lock in your pick before the reveal. Trust the read. The correct answers are options A and E. Behind the answer, the correct answers prove that CSMA/CD involves waiting for idle medium and random backoff after collisions. The distractor incorrectly claims simultaneous transmission or prioritized retransmission, which violates CSMA/CD rules. Question 23 of 24. A network administrator needs to configure port security on a switch. Which two statements are true? Option A. The network administrator can apply port security to Ether channels. Option B. The sticky learning feature allows the addition of dynamically learned addresses to the running configuration. Option C. When dynamic MAC address learning is enabled on an interface, the switch can learn new addresses, up to the maximum defined. Option D. The network administrator can apply port security to dynamic access ports. Option E. The network administrator can configure static, secure, or sticky secure MAC addresses in the voice VLAN. Decide on the strongest option before the reveal. Stay with your gut. The correct answers are options B and C. Reasoning. Port security learns new MAC addresses up to the configured maximum. The sticky learning feature adds these addresses to the running configuration. Question 24 of 24. What is the purpose of the post operation on a router? Option A. Set the configuration register. Option B. Enable a TFTP server. Option C. Locate an iOS image for booting. Option D. Determine whether additional hardware has been added. Make the call before the reveal. Hold the line on it. The answer is option D. What the exam tests here. Correct answer demonstrates understanding of router boot sequence. The trap is confusing boot sequence steps with hardware detection.